they got some bikes. They're gonna ride through all the countryside, and they'll do it side by side. Kenneth and Allie, they're gonna rally through all the peaks and valleys. Shout out to Rand McNally, with the West Coast ready to greet them in search of the unending weekend. Well, it's a trans-American ride.
We're starting
What?
the clip.
Oh.
So, we are at some church off of Catawba Road. Just went through Daleville and had a pretty nice little break, and then did a pretty, 14, 15 mile push to get here.
I think it was more close to 20.
Was it to get here?
Well, it was 30 when we were at Wawa,
Yeah.
or Sheets,
Yeah.
and then
It's close to 50 now.
maybe 45, so 15. I don't know. But it was a strong push.
Yeah.
I finally ate some food and
That was
drank
good.
like 2.5 liters of water, so
Yeah.
I felt really good and was very grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm trying to eat again. It's not going well, but
Yeah, but that's because you're eating gross garbage.
nasty ass shit. I hate Cliff Bars.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of over them too. But I guess the last time we made a clip was at the campsite last night. And so we had a good night. We weren't
No
disturbed,
intruders.
yeah, by animals or people. Some might argue that both are the same. But yeah, had a good morning. It was great having that little bench over by the tent and everything. Made setting up so much easier, especially considering how dewy it was out there. Headed out to a gas station with a attendant who was not very nice.
She was so mean.
Yeah.
Kenneth went to hang up the tent because it was pretty dewy this morning. It was all wet. He went to hang up the tent. She watched his every single move. She was like cleaning the gas pumps or something. And she looked at him and she was like, no.
And I was like, no, no.
No. She didn't. That
No.
was it.
Yeah. And then I was like, can I put it over on this picnic bench? And she's like, okay. And I was like, well, yeah, it was a very nice pole, so you definitely don't want to have a tent on it.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was
And then we had
weird.
to go in and buy stuff from her, so it was also added weirdness. But it was funny.
Yeah, I feel like I made amends with her. I don't know. Maybe she was talking to herself a lot, so maybe she's got some problems other than the ones that are obvious. But yeah, had a pretty decent little breakfast break there, and then pushed on to, I guess we didn't really stop until Daleville, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Maybe like a water break or something.
Yeah.
but Definitely not a significant break.
But
I
yeah.
didn't feel great this morning.
Yeah,
It was a hard
understandably.
morning. But
You were going fast for not feeling well.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel good on the bike,
Mhm.
which is great.
Yeah, that's what you keep saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there was we jumped onto Highway 11, and there was some options to go back on the route, which would have taken us a more scenic way, but we just kind of beelined it for Troutville, which we always confuse Troutville and Daleville. But now, having gone through both on the bike, I don't think I'll ever confuse them again.
And the AT as well.
Yeah.
Right? Both of those are AT towns.
They are both AT towns. They're right next to each other, but I think Daleville is the one that we went through that was a little bit more,
populous.
yeah, had more amenities and everything. But yeah, you were able to eat some food, which was good. We
Yeah.
both had burritos, good snacks. Had some coffee, probably too much for me. And then yeah, pushed hard, and now here we are. And we just found this cool little recreation area in Ellett, Virginia, which I think is what we're going to aim for tonight. We were kind of blindly headed toward Christiansburg. Yeah, that dude's flying. Hoping that we could maybe find somewhere to stealth camp in that area, but having just found this recreation area, I think we can make that work. Might be a little rocky if we sleep in the parking lot, but that might be best.
Yeah. And it's a little bit less mileage.
Yeah.
Probably not hit 70 today, but it's been very, I hilly.
Yeah, I'm
Up
glad you
down
mentioned that.
all day.
Yeah, the rolling hills. This road that we're on, Catawba Road, is extremely long, and it's very, very hilly. We're hovering at like 1,600 feet, and we'll climb up 100 feet, lose 100 feet, and it's
And
just
it's steep.
It's very steep.
Straight up and straight down.
Yeah, like so steep that your body, it's my body, I can tell, starts to prioritize blood flow to vital organs instead of your extremities. That's when I can feel my fingers go kind of numb, the pins and needles sensation, and that's
And the
how I know.
worst part is that, like, the uphills are just long enough that you can't use the momentum from the downhill to get up.
Yeah.
So you slow all the way down, you go into your lowest gear, and you need to push for like 2 minutes before you get to the top. And then you're going down again, and then you
Yeah.
start the whole process all over.
Which
it's
also
very tiring.
It's very tiring because it also for me, I think a sustained climb is better because your body can stay at that sort of like an engine, like the RPMs can stay the same, like low and slow. But you get up to the top of the hill and then you get to coast down, and your body kind of relaxes a bit, and so you kind of lose that physical momentum that you have to keep going.
Yeah.
I think this kind of stuff is exhausting. I hate
It
up and
burns
downs.
your legs, too.
Yeah. I'd rather do Peaks of Otter again. At least it looks
Ugh.
cool. But yeah.
But it's really pretty, and
It is
we're on
pretty.
back roads again, and lots of familiar AT spots. We were actually on the Appalachian Trail at one point, an underpass
Yeah.
on the highway. We saw some white blazes. We're like, wow.
That was cool.
And then Kenneth almost got hit by a car.
Yeah. But
Not for real.
Not for real. I think it's because my front end is so heavy. When it decides to kind of go to the left or to the right, I kind of have to let it do that and then correct
Yeah.
it slowly. Otherwise, I'll jackknife or something. But yeah, I think today's going to be good. I think tonight's going to be good.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that trailhead that we're going to is going to be completely empty. I don't think in mid-June, people are going to be wanting to get out there. This isn't really that kind of area. It doesn't seem like, if the snicker-eating, blood pressure-taking populace that we've seen so far are any indication. So hopefully we can be undisturbed in this little spot, and we can just get in and get out. And then we'll finish the map up tomorrow, this first section, going through Christiansburg, and have to load the next one, which will take us to Brea, Kentucky.
Kentucky. First state crossing.
Yeah. And again, we're planning on zeroing in Damascus in 2 to 3 days, so that'll be cool to get in through there, especially because it looks like there's some bad weather coming through.
I would probably guess 2 days.
Yeah, I can
Because-
check to see how far it actually is at this point.
Yeah, because this morning you said it was 170,
Mm-hmm.
and we were going to do 70, 50, 50, but doing 60 today. And I feel like we'll still make it in 2 days.
Yeah,
I
think-
want to. A zero is going to be so nice, and we're very familiar with Damascus.
Oh yeah,
All of the outfitters and the thrift shop and the Dollar
Mm-hmm.
General.
the Dollar General that sells beer, which I feel like is interesting. So yeah, we're 137 miles away from Damascus, and there's some high climbs. It looks
Yeah,
like
I see
almost
that.
4,100 feet
Wow.
or so toward really getting into Damascus, which I don't really even know what that would be. I can't remember if the Blue Ridge Parkway Galax. I do remember Galax and Mount Airy. I guess, yeah, we're probably still close to the old Blowing Rock. Yeah, this is actually Blowing Rock, North Carolina. I resupplied there from
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there was a pretty cool cafe, and I was able to buy peanut butter and jelly, and I bought some bread that like destroyed my stomach
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. So all is well, but we're in the heat of the day. That period of time between 12 and 6 is just really brutal. It feels like you're dying for the entirety of it. It's hard to breathe. The sun going in and out of shade, and then just being totally exposed for 5 minutes at a time, and then finding shade again.
I'm getting a lot of interesting sunburns
Yeah.
on my back, my wrists,
Yeah.
my legs.
Fingers probably.
Yeah. But not too bad.
No.
Not unbearable.
Yeah. It'll be a nice.
It's never going to be too bad.
I don't think so. Yeah. And
Like, we're getting close to the end of Virginia.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
yeah, that is, and it's only been a week.
Damn. Is today day 7?
Today, if you count, it is 7 days, but technically it's 1 week tomorrow.
Right, today's Friday.
Yeah.
But it's really nice in this pavilion right now. There's a little breeze,
Oops.
great view.
Yeah. also, when we were at Daleville, I submitted online form to NPR to ask them if they might be interested in having us be correspondences for this trip as sort of a human interest story that they could probably put on, like, All Things Considered. I tried to be, I tried to use keywords that would be attractive. So I was like, we're traveling during the COVID era, so, it would be interesting for people to follow along with what we're doing. Plus, it would be interesting to hear how we're dealing with COVID as we move further and further west. I mean, we're not really dealing with it any differently than anyone else, but it is interesting because I think, people are kind of over it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Sheetz that we were at today had like a face covering required decal on their door, but hardly anyone was wearing it. Yeah. So, we'll see, because if we were to get on the radio, that'd be cool, because we'd probably get a bunch of free stuff. And definitely a lot of followers and interest in the ride in general for the podcast, for Instagram, for our journey overall. So that might be a cool little thing that comes out of this. It's always possible.
But don't try to give us tips.
No.
We'll just shit talk you.
Yep.
We're doing our own thing out here.
Don't rick us. Yeah. But yeah,
It's
23. Fun. I think it'll take us maybe 2 hours, maybe 3, which will still give us plenty of time to set up and chill.
And it'll be a really solid day.
Yeah, definitely.
Elevation considered, and
yeah. I don't know how much we've climbed. Probably close to 2,000 or 3,000 feet. Damn. Especially after those rollers back there.
Yeah. We've seen bike boys.
Yeah, mountain bike boys. Uh-oh, my last little Chep scab just came off.
That's where he bit you?
Yeah. There's a scab underneath, though. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Alive and well. I'm sure we'll probably make another clip tonight once we get into camp. I'm really pleased that recreation area just kind of showed up.
Yeah.
I
think that's going to be perfect.
I think that's a difference between maybe this app also and Guthooks. I feel like Guthooks will tell you all the possibilities and then just kind of let you decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I feel like they're not going to tell you anything that's like not legit.
Right.
There's no stealth camping options, like
because you're technically not allowed to.
Right.
We probably camped on private property at least twice.
Yeah, at least for sure. I mean, someone owns it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That first night at the boat launch area. The second night across from that house.
Yeah.
The third night, I don't even remember where we were.
I don't know. It feels like so long that we've been out here. It already feels like this is our routine. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Our life in Atlanta seems so far away.
Yeah, you were mentioning that we were leaving the hotel yesterday, which that seems so long ago.
It's like a lifetime every single day.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of a thought I had, too, was that we're on our second once-in-a-lifetime trip.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're lucky to be doing that.
Yeah.
The
next year, too. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most people would still be exhausted and or satisfied with the one.
But this is so different.
It is very different. It's a little bit more catch as catch can, maybe.
What does that mean?
I feel like catch as catch can just means, like, do what you can. Like, if you see a spot, it looks like a good spot to camp, you better... It's almost like a bird in the hand kind of thing.
Don't know that saying.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
I've heard it, but what does that even mean?
It took me a while to realize what it meant, too. But it's basically like, kind of count your blessings. Like, if you already have a bird in your hand, don't try to go for the second one that's that's worth 2 in the bush. It's like, don't get greedy, kind of. But yeah, I remember sometimes old cliches like that, I'll think about them and I'll actually realize what they mean. So I'll be like, oh yeah, it does make sense. I see why. It's a dumb expression, because no one really ever has birds in their hands. Maybe your dad. But
chickens.
Yeah.
Lol.
But yeah.
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 Should probably get going soon.
Yeah, we still got 23 miles left to go.
Yep.
But hopefully
it doesn't look too bad elevation-wise, and hopefully the natural area isn't too far off the route.
It
looked like maybe a mile.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Hopefully it's secluded enough. I mean, I've never even heard of Ellet. It sounds like an old-ass word. So maybe it's an old-ass place. But, yeah.
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 The cicadas are out.
Oh yeah, you might be
They
able
were
to hear them.
so loud. We just came through like a green tunnel area, and I could hear them over my music. And I was like, what? I thought it was the power lines at first,
Oh yeah, the clicking kind of.
or we were like near a mining area. I was like, could be that, but they're everywhere, and they're so loud. And it's cool that we get to hear them because they're like a special seasonal thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it's like a special candy bar that only comes out at Christmas or something.
We're so connected with nature out here,
It's
but not really.
This is the second person who's like stopped to take pictures of this church.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-ta for now. Bye.
Bye. All right.
I've tried to stop saying that now that you mentioned it.
You say it every time.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Here we are.
we are at the, what is it, Ellet Recreation Area or Center or something like that. We've pitched our tent, we've eaten our food, we met some locals who came by to hike this little trail.
It's super weird, super small.
Yeah.
We're practically like 50 yards from the road. And
Yeah.
Also someone's garage, I guess.
Yeah, it's not ideal. There's a decent amount of ticks too around here.
But several people have seen us and they haven't said anything. And then the dude that came in earlier said that we'd probably be fine.
Yeah,
So
fingers crossed.
that's cool.
Yeah. And yeah, end of the day. Since the last clip, we pushed pretty hard from that church pavilion where we
Yeah.
were sitting pretty much the whole way. I don't really think we stopped much at all until we got to Ellet. And there was a gas station just perfectly placed, right on the trail, right on the path. And we were able to get some water there, fill up everything so that we'd have plenty of water for tonight.
Ice water.
Ice water.
That's been honestly my favorite thing
Yeah.
so far. I'm not craving any food, but ice water is so good.
It's been really hot.
It's been so hot.
Like high 80s, low 90s.
But you always have a breeze when you're on a bike, so it hasn't seemed that bad.
Yeah, as long as you're going, except for those parts where the sun is just like beating
Yeah.
down on you. Total exposure. And man, we just had a roller coaster. I was thinking, I forgot about that roller coaster on the AT. You remember that? Yeah, this is kind of like that. It was just like up and down all day. We did 5,000 feet of elevation, which isn't too much beyond what I would expect for about 70 miles, but it was just annoying because it was just so.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, it just wasn't easy.
But we did 70 miles, and that's
Yeah.
been our biggest day so far.
Yeah, by
We
like
had
1 mile.
169 mile day.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and I think I saw it was like 9.5 hours total elapsed time.
Since we started
and, like,
in the morning.
5 hours moving time. So
Yeah, and
we're
we-
on the bike all day.
And our average speed was like 14 miles an hour, which
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what you can expect if you're going up and down like that, because all the slow uphill is complemented by the fast downhill. So
Mm-hmm.
it averages out to be a pretty quick little.
Look at my finger tan.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool.
It's
So yeah, now we're just killing time until night falls so we can get into the tent and go to bed.
I bought me some sleeping pills. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah, Allie's been having trouble sleeping, and I just remembered she's been having trouble sleeping for a little while, but I remembered when I went to New York that I similarly, even though I was very physically tired, as soon as I got into bed, I was just like thinking a lot and just couldn't sleep. And I had just chalked it up to elevated cortisol levels that are probably the result of exercising pretty much all day and being in the sun all day. And I
Yeah.
think your body, just as your body will adjust for everything, eventually the chemical balances
Yeah.
come back out. So I think 2 weeks in, I think you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think once we're out of Virginia, it'll be a memory, a distant memory.
I'm thinking that too, but I've had enough,
Yeah, I'm sure it's annoying.
especially from last night. I was up until like 1 a.m.
Yeah, that
Just
sucks.
laying there and I was getting frustrated. So, shout out to my cousin Emily for the medical advice.
Thanks,
melatonin.
Emily.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a good night. It's really cool here. We're by a stream.
Yeah, we're at like 1,500 feet too, so it's definitely not hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt we'll have any kind of animal encounters.
Yeah,
I
we've
think
had a pretty chill time here. We got here around
like six maybe.
and then just like sat for a while.
I drank some beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to kind of really affect me. I felt weird for a minute, but It's all kind of come out now in the Walsh. But yeah, we're excited for our Damascus Zero. It'll be fun to be around that area and not have to worry about moving on for a day.
Yeah.
Cool people driving all the time on this road. It's a very, very steep road. It's been nice so far for the most part. I guess not yesterday. But for some of the steeper sections, it's nice that going out at the end of the day to get to our campsite, we've had all downhill in the morning from those areas.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's 8:12 on Friday, June 12th. And this is our technical 7th day. But I still don't really understand how that works out because it hasn't actually been a week yet.
It's because we did miles on the first day.
But then how else would you note your first day? You have a 0 on the first day and then you start on the second day? Yeah, I don't get it.
Day 0.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
never believed in that shit, but maybe it's true.
Maybe it is true. It makes the math work out better. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say.
No, not really.
Just end of the day clip, y'all.
Yep. Ready to chill.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep.
Check
We'll probably
for
be out
ticks.
of here early in the morning.
Yeah, I'd imagine you'll probably wake up like before 7, and then we'll probably get moving, packing everything up around 7 o'clock-ish, and then we'll probably be on the road by 8. Then we'll go back to that same little gas station so I can use the bathroom, and then we'll go on to Christianburg, which is only like 7 miles away or something like that. But this is a good spot for us to stop because I don't know what else we would have found if we had kept going. And in fact, I think the church that we passed on the way here was the church that I was planning on calling to see if we could camp in their yard. But this is just as well.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to ask anybody, and I don't think anyone will be the wiser, so it's good.
We're pretty hidden. from
Yeah.
the road.
Reasonably. You'd have to be kind of looking this way, exactly where our tent is, to even
Yeah.
see it. But
And we set up our tent on this, I guess, old road or parking spot or
Yeah.
something, but there's like 2 ditches on the side from tire marks, so we might fall into them tonight.
yeah, don't want to move around too much. I'll take a picture of it and I'll add it for this episode maybe as the album art.
Yeah.
But yeah, all is well for the most part. Just growing pains. Today was definitely a long day and a hard day.
I feel really proud of today. 14 mile an hour average is really good. And 70 mile. I have only done one 70 mile ride before.
The Athens
to
one?
Athens, yeah.
And that was not really quite fully loaded. I don't
No,
even
not
think
at all.
we just had basic stuff, toiletries and stuff that we needed to get through the day. But yeah, 14 miles an hour is pretty good for fully loaded bikes all throughout the day. We just saw some NARPs biking up this hill up to this. It's very steep coming up to this little recreation area, probably like 12 to 14% at certain parts. And they looked like they were still struggling too. I mean, it's not an easy grade. And I mean, every single day with each passing day, as we get closer to being done with the Appalachian Mountains, it just becomes more and more obvious that thing about how this state holds the majority of the climbing. Like, it has more climbing than any other state. I believe it for sure, even though I don't know, Virginia's a weird beast. Whether you're hiking the AT or biking cross country, it's unforgiving. But it's pretty.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pretty stuff we saw today, but that just about barely makes up for the terrain. It's punishing. I guess it's just what happens when you're close to the mountains.
Yeah.
Virginia's a pretty big state in general, too. Just in terms of length and width.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, we're basically just trying to kill time. We could get in the tent, do a little bit of a tick check.
Yeah.
I found one on me and in me. A very, very small, I guess it's a nymph baby tick. But, yeah, hopefully there's no more. Thankfully, they do tend to, when I see them, be on my legs somewhere that's obvious and easy to get. But I don't even know where else they could be. Butt cracks, armpits, crotchal areas. Yeah, we should go. All right. Well, a short but sweet clip.
Yep.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.